Hello there folks, I'm just going to give you a really quick whistle-stop tour of the unit cannon. This is basically going to be a how to use the unit cannon, this glorious thing here. So what I've done for the purposes of this tutorial is I've got the enemy on the run, if you will, so I've surrounded them down there. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you quite how to do this. So first thing you need to do is get an advanced factory of any of the designated types other than naval. You get an advanced fabricator and there is your unit cannon. You make sure you have the economy for it, of course, otherwise you might lose out on other fronts. And then you get your builders, well, quite literally, building your unit cannon. So once you have one of your unit cannons, you then select it and it'll show you a number of units that can be produced in it. Depending on how many unit cannons you have or what you are wanting to do, I'd recommend making a advanced force and then a follow-up with a few fabricators, or if you have lots firing at the same time, perhaps you can pop in a couple of fabbers with one of the volleys. Now each volley has 12 capacity. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to queue up a ton there and those will get on the way and built. Now I have 2 unit cannons there, that's quite enough, and what I'll do is I'll just put in a whole bunch of slammers into each of these, and what they do is they build and then they load up like that, and then once you've got 12 they will stop building, at which point you'll know that your unit cannon is ready to fire. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you really quickly here with this unit cannon that you can use these for not only long range direct assaults but also just to make a secure location. So what I can do is I can put one down here. And off they go into orbit. They transition quite quickly through the orbital there, to be honest with you, for unit cannons. But then again, note that these are also really closely orbiting planets. Once they arrive, they will come through the orbital space, through the air layer, excuse me, and arrive right beneath. There we go. And you can then control them as you want. Now I'm going to recommend that you try and get a spot which hasn't got too many defences, because these pods can be shot down by units in the orbital layer and also units in the air layer. So there's 2 points of defence there. In fact, no, not in the air layer anymore. That was removed. I do believe that was initially put in, but not any longer. And that's a lot of air units they have there. So, but of course, the moment they land, they are vulnerable to air assaults. Now, main thing is once you have these 2 ready, that's where the big one comes in. So, let's go for a direct snipe. Gotta love direct snipes. I do like the sounds, I must admit. So just zooming out into the orbital layer again, you can see them transitioning through orbital space, and this is 2 volleys of 12, so that's 24 units moving through the orbital space there, and they're going to land directly above the base. Because I'm an evil person, and I want to absolutely slaughter this super easy AI with everything I've got. There we go, landing right there. And the moment you've done that, you can find the commander and deal with it. So that's pretty much how you use the unit cannon. It's quite an easy thing to get to know. Oh, there's the commander who's on the other side of the base. Well, he's going to die anyway. But yes, it's just any advanced fabricator, bot, air, or vehicle. I do not believe there is a naval version. Build the thing, load the thing, fire the thing. And that's how you use it. I'll also try and get you a good example of a unit cannon that I used earlier today, just to follow up this video. So here is a 1 versus 1 that I played recently. I think it was my first since the unit cannon patch and all the balance updates and everything. I'm not going to lie, I did very badly in this game. I first initially won this island, but then lost pretty much the rest of the planet. and was defending and stopping scouting and all sorts. There was an orbital radar that I managed to shoot down and all sorts. But I decided to hunker down into this little bit here and think, okay, if I know where their commander is and is reliably there, because I'd been scouting, if I just show you there, I'd seen that that's where his commander was, I thought, I could do some unit cannon strats here. And I must admit, I was really surprised that I managed to get this to work in a 1v1 scenario. And it just goes to show that you really have to be careful with your scouting, even if you've got so much stuff like this. And to be honest, I don't know quite why I wasn't finished off about 20 minutes before I managed to do the finishing off myself. But that's neither here nor there. So, I ended up with 3 unit cannons in the end. Loaded them all up with slammers, because of course it's a naval map and slammers are amphibious. I managed to put a small clump of air units there, so that I could sort of secure a landing zone, if you will. Just going to have this hovering over my unit cannons there so you can see. And of course, loading them up with slammers and all that jazz, I then use a couple of interceptors to go ahead of the advance party just to see, okay, so quite how far can I shoot them in. I then, while I was playing, I had this sort of set up with picture-in-picture loaded up on my unit cannons, targeted them straight at the landing zone there, and through they come, like the glorious things they are. And I managed to actually win this game despite the fact that I really should have been the losing party in this one. And to be honest, my opponent there did an incredible job at getting the rest of the planet once I got the island. So the slammers come in, amphibious, and I just managed to dodge the bombers. I saw those coming in and I thought, oh no, if he manages to bomb these guys I'm going to GG, and that's it. But unfortunately his commander was still there, having just scouted it, and there they go. However, if we go back in time just a really quick bit before I launched that and go from my opponent's perspective, he had not seen these, and I was very thankful for this, because had he seen them, that entire strategy would have been null and void, and pas possible. Now here, this is where I decide to launch the cannons, but this is the scouting he does. Oops. A little bit late, do you not agree? But yes, and then his radar, of course, manages to pick them up, both orbital and or regular. Just to pick those up because I haven't left the orbital space, of course. And down they come. He sees these aircraft here the whole time, but doesn't do anything about them. And then when they land there, he sees a ton of units coming in. Sends his bombers there because I think he realises, oh, that's where they're going to land. But the slammers were there and finished off. So that just shows you quite how good the unit cannon is. I haven't yet had a chance to really use it and exploit it in massive multiple planet games, really. Although I can see it being an integral part going forward, providing you've got a strong lockdown on the orbital there. But of course, umbrellas can shoot up, and anchors, of course, as well, can shoot at the pods, which is why in the really large stalemated games, you're going to need a ton of unit cannons to break through. So don't think that one is going to do it. You're going to need more than that. I think I got lucky here with 3. But that's neither here nor there. But yes, that's been your whistle-stop tour of the unit cannon. Thank you very much for watching. I hope it's been helpful and insightful for you if you're thinking of picking up the game in the recent sales, etc, etc. But yes, that is the unit cannon update in PA. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back soon.